Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Going to do one cast today. I have boated up here to the Narrows. I've gotten out and waded. I'm off the channel. The channel is over here. As you can see, I'm in about a foot of water here. And I'm going to be fishing not much deeper water down here. I have the camera set on narrow, so hopefully I'm going to back up enough to be good as far as what you see. Kind of experiment. 7X tippet. I'm fishing with a Pulsa indicator and a number. I think it's an 18 trout crack. That is a fly that was developed down on the White River. It looks like a scud, but it also looks like a little worm. I'm not going to pronounce it because I always get it wrong. But it's a little worm that we find here. They're small and they're kind of white, and the fish do feed on them. There's not as many as, of course, as scuds and midges, but generally it's a pretty good fly. This one is kind of a cream color with a light brown back, and I think they use chenille, real small chenille for that back. I've caught I don't know, 3 or 4 fish. Been here about 45 minutes. So they're not tearing it up. No fish on one cast. Oh, I see one just digging in the gravel right here. See if I could get him. It's kind of fun. Some of these fish are midging, but when they're midging, they're coming up all the way out of the water. So they're chasing dries. I did throw a soft tackle just a little bit, didn't get anything. Stripped it. This is not weighted. I don't have any weight on it. I'm fishing 7X fluorocarbon. It's Rio fluorocarbon. So the fly takes about 6 or 7 seconds for it to drop a foot. So it gets to the bottom pretty quick. So I'll wait about 15 seconds or so and then move it a little bit. Oh, there was a pickup. But there is just a slight current here, so the bug's already kind of moving a little bit. But just a little bit more movement. Looks like that bug is kind of hopped up off the gravel and sinks back down. Triggers a bite sometimes. I am in the trophy area, so you can keep rainbows under 12 inches up here, or over 20. But this is where you're going to find bigger fish because they are protected in that slot. Well, I can't get bit. Fished a little bit last evening. Went out about 6 o'clock. They were running 4 units, but they weren't running it full yesterday. Between 3 and 4. And took a couple of kids out from our church. And we drifted night crawlers out in front of the resort. And they caught 6 or 7 rainbows, and little girl, 11 and 13, girl and boy. Priya caught, or hooked, a real nice brown. Really nice brown. And it broke her line. So I was impressed with the fishing. Of course, they started shutting the water down, and the current got a lot slower after 6:30 or so. It's when it started slowing down. But it is very still up here, besides just a little bit of movement of the water. The fish are, I don't see them really feeding that much. The water's a little bit high. Said they're feeding on midges a little bit. I see them digging around the gravel a little bit, but for the number of fish that are in this area, if they're feeding, you'll see a lot of activity up here. They're just not really super active right now. But I love coming up here and getting out and wading. Just get out on this gravel bar. Like I said, it's not very deep. You can actually fish both sides. You can go back and fish that side over there. It gets a little deeper behind me to the bank. This is kind of a real high spot here, just off the channel. Come on, fish, you were biting a minute ago. A lot better than this. Well, phooey. Throw out a little further. So they'll get up in this foot of water, 6 inches of water sometimes when they're really feeding on those scuds. There's some guys fishing down below me from the resort. They're throwing jigs. I don't know what color, but they've been hammering the fish. I hear them down there fighting fish, and they're all excited. On a 7X tippet, you really don't want to set the hook. You really just want to lift, tighten the line. There's no setting with 7X. I broke off my first fish, and I didn't really set it. He hit it so hard it just broke the line. 7X is just really super thin. Pretty delicate stuff. But the water is so clear and the fish are so finicky that you gotta go with 7X. He's not real big. I had a real nice one here just a second ago. I say nice, he was probably 16 inches. This one is about 13. It could be 14. Had him by the skin. take on these usually is real evident. It's not like they just vibrate the float. When they pick it up, the float usually moves pretty good, so it's not like you're gonna, just another bite. It's not like you're gonna miss too many strikes as far as not seeing the strike. But you got to be pretty quick to set the hook, though. Got to be pretty quick to tighten the line, I should say. I'm going to try to throw it down a little bit. My glasses are fogging up a little bit. And I really need them to see that float. Probably ought to use a little anti-fog stuff on your glasses if you're going to come out here in the morning. They got another one down there. Probably going to try another fly here pretty quick. Although this is working okay. I think maybe a little different colors, different size, something. Switch it up a little bit. Might get a few more bites. Might even throw a jig or a midge. I could throw a jig too, but they do just seem like they're feeding fairly well on midges. There's another midge just right out there. This fly is kind of small enough to be mistaken for a midge too. It has a very, very low profile, real skinny, like a midge. I'll try to catch one more. I'm casting about 35, maybe 40 feet. I don't want to cast out too much. My Palta indicator is set about 2 feet deep or so. I don't want to get out in the channel too far, getting too deep of water. There's nothing wrong with fishing the channel out there. You can, you just have to set your indicator a little deeper. And on a pulse indicator, it's a sticky indicator, so you've got to pull that one off and put a new one on if you're going to change steps. It's a little foam indicator. And I like using it. Ooh, there's a fish right here. See. I like using it. Ah, it turned away. When I'm fishing shallow water like this, ooh, he turned back. Oh, come on. Because when it lands real soft and quiet. It tends not to spook the fish. And harder and larger fish scatter, so. I like using something real soft and small. Okay. One more fish. I'm getting hot too. I got to take this jacket off. Oh, got one midgeon right there. There he is. This is a really pretty fish. Ah. He's not giving up. Real thick fish. Oh, I wanted to show him off. All right, that's all for me. Thanks for watching. Let's try it again tomorrow. Hope you learned something.